All right, how we doing? Posting this video for Jay. Thank you for your support. So yeah, we're looking at Neoform. Gonna give a quick deck tech for some changes. We just had a huge ban and restricted update. So we're gonna take a look at this particular list and play a league. This is gonna be kind of an educational video where I'm really gonna just try to think out loud and help everyone see like my thoughts going into every decision that I make when I'm playing, I suppose. But main deck is basically the same thing I've been playing for a while. Big fan of this main deck. No Ureni, I think the card's bad. I think Monkey and Atraxa are the best ways to grind out strategies post Grizzlebrand. Very happy with that. I really like Bridgeworks Battle. I've seen people cut it, but I think this card is one of the better things you can do post Grizzlebrand for 3 mana, if you're not just straight up killing them, I guess. One of Wistfulness has been good as a tutor target. Same for Endurance. You know, we are a Summoner's Pack deck, so having that utility is nice. Looking at the sideboard, we've got this first column here, tried and true sideboard cards, 4 Disputes, 2 Monkeys. These are really going to help you with your blue matchups, same as this fail. You know, blue is the color that we have the hardest time dealing with. We've got some Nature's Claim and Force of Vigor. I usually don't play very many Nature's Claim effects. I find that, like, out of affinity, the blue interaction is the thing that you need to worry about. But I'm expecting an uptick in Vexing Bauble. So we're going to pack an extra claim just to be safe. Second Endurance. I like this card. You could play just 1 copy, but I think it's good enough that you can play 2. We'll see how that feels in this league. You know, there's a new metagame to calibrate to. Then I've got some kind of sussy sideboard choices that I think might do well here. You know, we're not playing the Kotal package. We're not playing any transitional sideboard plan. So I just want more copies of Hooting Mandrills. That's my plan B that I really, really like. Murktide fills that role. Nyx and Vexing Bauble. I'm just expecting a ton of Cascade in this league. So Vexing Bauble, this is a card that I played in my PT list when Goryo's and Belcher were very popular. Turning off decks that just really lean on Force and Negation and other free interaction to disrupt us. Vexing Bauble just turns all those off. I'm a big fan of that. Nyx does something very similar. So we're going to be playing these to try and beat the Cascade decks. All right, let's get going. Looks like my audio is doing okay. Maybe I'll bring this a little closer. Turn off my desktop audio. All right. Just got to find an opponent here. I will probably just be posting the raw footage of this on YouTube. Maybe I'll make edits to it. I'm not sure. But if you're hearing this, it's because I didn't cut it, which I guess means I didn't decide to post anything other than the raw footage. So I guess I decided not to do that if you're hearing this. All right, first match on the play. This is kind of on the lower end of keep for me. I tend to mulligan very aggressively when I play this deck, but I'm trying to add more hands with Neoform and Planar Genesis into my keep range. There are 8 cards in my deck that will allow me to turn 2, and I have 2 looks at them. So I'm probably about a 50% chance to turn 2 with this hand, but my odds of turn 3 go up quite a bit. So I'm going to keep this because I'm on the play as well. That's also a factor. Oh, shoot. You know what? I probably didn't change my mana base. Yeah. Whoops. All right, let me... I'm going to just drop. Whoa. Moto. Let me fix this. And then we can cut Otawara. And we can play Boseiju. My bad. $10 out the door. All right. Okay. Let's try that again. $16 lands, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, okay. All right, well, at least we're on the play again, so that's nice. All right, this is an easy mulligan. My opponent is showing Kahira, so I'm going to try to consider control as part of their range. Could also be an elemental deck. You never know. All right, I'll give this hand a try. If it is against control, we have Veil, which is very nice. We have the Allosaurus Rider effect, and we have the Evolution effect. So, and we have 2 mana sources. Sounds like a great hand to me. Let's put back this Consign. Hopefully, they're not playing... I mean... I could put back the Atraxa and just keep the Consign and just assume that they're playing some sort of Cascade deck, but I want to believe that the metagame is more open than that, so I'm going to put back the Consign. Green cards, of course, in hand being important so that we can use them to cast Allosaurus Rider. Okay, we're going to Force Cycle, going to get a Hedge Maze, and we're going to take our next turn. Okay, we found an Allosaurus Rider. I'm going to put this in the graveyard. If I draw any land, I can execute the combo for Xenagos. If I draw any green card, or I guess, I mean, I can just go for it here. Looks like they have they're holding up something here. I don't feel comfortable going for it, so I'm just going to pass. Maybe they will tap out for a Shardless Agent, which we can consign. Kind of need more information about their deck before I make any big choices. They could be like a Rhinos deck. They could be like a hard control deck. Okay, so they're not playing Cascade. They're definitely playing Control. Narset. It's pretty annoying. Counterspell entered the revealed card zone. So I'm probably going to have to go for it. I would like to draw a land. I didn't. Any land would be ideal here so that I can go for the Xenagos. Okay, didn't hit. So let's just try to combo. It's not getting any better. My opponent has Counterspell in hand. We kind of need to make it happen here. I think my opponent just has me cooked with some sort of free spell if they're letting this sit on the stack for more than a second. But we will try. We're going to use Summoner's Pact to get Disciple of Freyalise. This card is pretty sweet in our deck because it is a green creature that is also a land. Exile those. And then cast Eldritch Evolution. No force. Ooh, it resolved. Now, our opponent has a Narset in play, so we can't really get Grizzlebrand to any good effect. So what we'll do is we'll get Galta. We have this Atraxa in hand, so we can enjoy some card selection off that. Now, what I'm going to be looking to do is setting up an additional evolution. Pact of Negation is awesome here. I am on the hook for a Summoner's Pact, so I'm already going to be using this consign. Now I can Pact of Negation whatever they play on their turn. So that's going to be my instant, my creature, and we'll get... I suppose Eldritch Evolution is our sorcery? Yeah, I can't imagine needing to battle anything. And then we'll just take Misty Rainforest as our land. Cool. We have lethal on board, and we have a Pact of Negation to protect it. So I'm feeling pretty good in this spot. Okay, they find Teferi. So it's very important to counter Teferi here because we have a Summoner's Pact that we need to counter. We have to counter the triggered ability off this card. If Teferi resolves, we won't be able to consign that trigger, so we need to counter this. Okay, we'll take our turn. I'm only going to replicate once. If they do have a counter spell, I can't. They can just counter whichever one I only pay once for. I'll see if I can explain that better. So if I countered one of these triggers twice, they would just counter the other one. Okay, targeting the blue, targeting the green. And we draw. Let's attack our opponent for exactly lethal. Ah, they have Solitude. All right, no problem. The game goes on. Main phase 2. Let's play this Hooting Mandrills. And then pass the turn. Not quite lethal at this point, but the difference between... I mean, they'll never be able to fetch again, so that's got to feel pretty good. Let's surveil. Oop, never mind. Let's get island. Misclick. Okay. Yep, I'm not going to open myself up to counter magic. If they want to tap out for Solitude, so be it. Let's just push in for some more damage. Okay. They have counterspell in hand. I'm not going to run into that, so I'm just going to pass turn. Sure. Can't do anything about that. I'm just going to yield here. I've got nothing going on. Okay. This is pretty fun. I mean, I still have lethal here. They block the monkey. They gain 3 to 4. No, I guess I don't have lethal. They go to 2. Okay, cool. All right, from this position, I'm going to look to get another Atraxa into play. This deck is so sweet. All right, we'll take a Consign. We'll take a Forest. And we'll take a Eldritch Evolution, an enchantment, a creature. Why not? And then what we'll do is we will play our land. We will cast our rider. And then we will Eldritch our Allosaur. And we will get a Galta. And that Galta will get us some more fun stuff. Your turn. Okay. 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 Sweet. We win the first game. All right, against a control opponent, I like bringing in all of my threats here. Just ways to pressure their life total to force them to blink before we do. Teferi is also one of the most impactful blue cards they can play. So I'm definitely bringing in my Mystical Disputes. Excuse me. Not really feeling a Vexing Bauble or Nyx. I will bring in my additional Veil, though. Great. So these matches tend to go long, and you tend to have extra time to sculpt your hand and try to win a stack war to resolve the spell that you need to win the game. So we can cut on some of our combo pieces as they will not be needed as much. So I like cutting my Summoner's Pact. It can be very awkward to be on the hook for this. Like you saw in that first game, if they resolve it to Fairy, it can sometimes lose you the game if you don't have an answer for it. So cutting on that effect is pretty powerful, or pretty good to do. I also like cutting on my Evolution effect, as they can kind of rot in your hand. Sometimes you'll just be ahead on board and you won't even want to cast an Evolution because you don't want to open yourself up to counterspell. I like this 3-1 split. Neoform can fall into some bigger buckets like Mystical Dispute and Spell Snare. Try to avoid those cards entirely by trimming on Neoform. And then I just trim one Evolution because I do want to have like that smaller number of effects. We keep one Neoform around just because it is pretty mana efficient at what it does. Lastly, we're going to cut Xenagos against the Solitude deck. I just don't see me going all in on one creature and being rewarded very often. All right, let's give this a try. So you're going to notice right away that the hands that you want to keep are very different when you're playing post-board against control. This hand doesn't have the combo, but it is a really strong hand. That said, we only have one basic forest. If this was any other land, like if this made blue, I would snap this off, but it doesn't, so I'm going to mull. All right, I'm pretty happy with this hand. I'm going to keep... And I guess I'll look to bottom this Consign. I just want to make all my land drops and slowly sculpt my hand to force out a combo. Any interaction? Nope. Graveyard, your turn. Okay, love seeing Hooting Mandrills. That's going to help me pressure my opponent. We are going to go Cycle Generous Ent and get a Surveil land. I know I have a couple Planar Genesis that I can start rattling off, but I really just want to make my land drops, and, you know, I have time in this game. I'm just going to take it slow. Neoform into the graveyard. This is exactly why we cut down to 4 copies of this effect. I never want to have more than 1 copy in my hand. Wow, Ashiok is played. That card's really good against us. It's going to be a tough one to beat. Okay, Pact is fine. Let's see where we're at with this Planar Genesis. Okay. We'll take the Hedge Maze. And we'll put the Forest in the graveyard. Play this. And then I suppose let's try to get this Allosaurus down underneath a counterspell. Lovely draw. Opponent seems to want to mill me out, I guess. I don't know. Sure. I'm hella not casting spells, opponent. You got it. I think I'm going to dispute that. Interesting draw. I was planning on just attacking them, but the fact that I can start holding up Pact of Negation if I attack the Ashiok means I'm going to go in that direction. Oh! I just clicked through my attacks. Sorry about that. That really sucks. Yeah, I guess that just sucks. I would have attacked the Ashiok, I would have fetched a land and played the monkey, and then I would have had Pact to protect my board, but I guess I just don't now. Yeah, usually I have a beginning of combat step stopped. I must have unclicked it by accident. Okay, I can't play spells this turn. Sure. Ugh, so annoying. Okay, we'll fetch. Then we'll cast this. Then say go. They play Narset. Reveals counterspell. Let's attack the Ashiok. Okay. Cast a monkey. And we counter back. Ugh, I can't believe I missed that attack. That's probably... I mean, I could lose this game for other reasons, but that would definitely be one of the reasons I lose this game. Okay, opponent finds another consult. That's pretty scary, low-key. Yep. They're probably just trying to find Days Undoing at this point. Which they do. And we have to pay for this, so... Let's try to kill our opponent. I mean, they have 8 cards. It's going to be really hard to win, but anything could happen. Yeah, I'm just going to go to the next game. I only have 13 minutes on clock. And that's basically the reason why. Maybe I shouldn't have countered that counterspell. And I should have saved my pact for the Days Undoing. But that is a question I will have to answer when I return to this game. On the play this time. I think I like this hand. I'll keep. Just going to look to develop some Surveil lands. Hold up blue counter magic for their Planeswalkers. Okay, nice draw. I'm going to put this in the graveyard. I want to get this Hooting Mandrills down, and I just need things in my graveyard to do it. Okay. Play the monkey. And let's see what they do. I see. I'm going to dispute that. Interesting. I guess I'll dispute that. It's important to dispute that force there. Just a minor note, but it will force exiles a card. I want to make sure to keep my graveyard full, as full as possible, because if they play a Teferi here and they bounce this, and if I want to replay it, I will need to delve, of course. So it's just like one of those minor things where it's like I don't want the force to resolve, even though there are like a couple different ways I could have made sure that hit play. Can't cast spells. Okay. Guess I'll just attack. They probably are going to play that card that looks at 3 cards. Play this land tapped and pass. Consult the star charts? No, they just have nothing? Their hand must be really bad. There's that Teferi we talked about. Okay. And this is why I like keeping more copies of Eldritch Evolution in my deck. I don't have to worry about Spell Snare or Mystical Dispute. I mean, if they're just going to chant me, then I guess they're just going to chant me. Let's Force Cycle. Okay. I'm feeling like it's go time. I don't know about you, but I'm thinking it's clear for takeoff on this one. I'll exile these 2. And surely they don't have another force. Okay, great. With Narset in play, we're not going to get Grizzlebrand. We're just going to go for the Atraxa. Okay. Let's go sorcery. Consign. I can't play things at instant speed. That's the problem. We'll always take land here. Sorcery, land, creature. I guess we're going to go for another monkey. Let's get Eldritch Evolution instead of Neoform for that added flexibility. They're going to slam Ashiok. I'm sure of it. So maybe that second monkey is bad. I just don't see anything being better than it. I guess endurance, but I mean, man, those planeswalkers are really doing a number on me. Let's take the Veil of Summer, and I'm gonna look to take endurance, I suppose. Just seems to be the most castable thing. Okay. Let's fetch. Let's get an island. And this kind of seems like a smoke 'em if you got 'em situation. I think I am going to Eldritch Evolution this Atraxa. It's just, if they have Days Undoing, it's actually just, it's fine, whatever. Let's get Atraxa. All right. Let's take land, creature. We'll take Pact this time because we have so many lands. Or do we just want planar? Let's do like this. All right, then we'll say go. Maybe I'm supposed to play the monkey instead. If they do slam Ashiok, my graveyard goes away. But if they slam Ashiok, I'm never going to cast that evolution. So I'm just trying to convert it into cards, you know? Oh, they found the Days. No! Oh, well. I mean, surely they slammed the Days Undoing. Oh, they can play it at instant speed. That's right. All right, I have no hand. Yeah, possibly playing the monkey was the better play. I'm going to kill this Teferi so that I cannot bounce my Atraxa. And I gotta play a little bit faster. Nice. All right, a lot of good draws. Go. These games are the worst because it's just like you're so far behind, but you still can't concede. It's like I'm also at 23 life. Just gotta keep on swimming. If I play a land, I have a lethal attacker. Just gotta keep on swimming. Jared Hawkins wins the match. Let's go. Man, you play a whole match against Blue Eye Control, and it's like, did anyone actually win? It's already like that was an hour of our time. Jeez. Well, hopefully that was at least a worthy showcase of the of how to play against blue-white. All right, on the draw, this hand doesn't have the combo, so we're going to mulligan. All right, this hand does have the combo, so we're going to keep. Magic is easy. Bottom the Grizzlebrand, life is good. All right, Crashing Footfalls was suspended, so this is the Rhino Menace returning from the grave. Okay, let's surveil. I was just texting Jay that match was so long. All right, not interested, graveyard. All right, I am just gonna rip it here and pray that they don't have it. I haven't played against rhinos in a long time. I'm hoping that they don't have any blue interaction. Based on that pause, I'm guessing that they do. Life is good. Gonna draw 7 here. If I find riders, I can deploy them. If I don't, I'm just discarding 2 cards. It's fine. Get rid of some of our lands. We are gonna need to find a consign effect to survive our untap. So fingers crossed on that. Interesting. All right, let's draw 7 cards. Okay, we did find the consign and we have the Neoform, but we don't have any Galtas left. But what we can do, I think... Oh, I'm being silly. We can just counter this. Okay, we have a couple packs to pay for, hoping they didn't draw a Force of Negation in the last turn cycle. Okay, looking good. Let's attack. I was actually very close to lethal that turn. If I had drawn an additional Pact or Rider, I could have gone Pact for counter my Summoner's Pact trigger, have the Grizzlebrand in hand, not countering it basically. Play Forest, I have 2 mana. Pact for Endurance, shuffle this Galta back into my deck. And then Neoform into Galta and then Summoner's Pact for Xenagos. But I didn't draw that, so I had to protect my big demon dude. Let's just play Monkey. And let's go to hand size. Gonna discard these fetches. Planar, Agalta. Okay, opponent is staring down lethal. Bounce again. All right, well, I'll draw again. Okay. All right, let's make that play that we just talked about. Cast Summoners. Get Endurance. Evoke Endurance. So stack this first so that our Endurance will shuffle back in. Cast this. Pitch these. Play our land because we're superstitious. Cast this. Get Galta. Respond to the trigger. And get Xenagos. We'll let this resolve. And we've won the game. All right, cool. We identified that the game was not going to get better the longer it went. And we executed our combo quickly. In the dark against Rhinos. And we got there with a little help from Endurance to put the Galtas back in. Love it. All right, let's think about how we want to sideboard. Excuse me. I haven't thought about this before. Like, I've just genuinely never had to sideboard against Rhinos with Neoform. Bottles seem good. Nyx seems good. Disputes seem important. Trying to think if Hooting Marindrils is good. I don't think it can be because they have all the 4/4s. You're just never going to actually be able to pressure their life total. So I'm not bringing those in. I imagine we want to have a little bit of time to set up. So I'm going to trim a Neoform and an Evolution. I really value the mana efficiency of Neoform, but I also respect the fact that Mystical Dispute is a card that they'll play. So I can't cut 2 copies, and I can't cut 0. Endurance looked good in that game, but I don't think this is the matchup for it. We'll trim a couple Summoners Pacts. And because we're doing that, we can't really cut our monkeys. We're bringing in Bobble, though, so we kind of need to be bringing in monkeys. So let me go like this. And if we are bringing in monkeys, I think we want to go... or if we're with the Vexing Bobble in mind, we're going to... side out 2 Neoforms because Mystical Dispute becomes some of the only interaction they can play. Let's trim a Pact Negation and I guess a Planar. Or maybe let's just trim 2 Planars. I don't know. We're figuring it out on the fly. So see how this does. I'm going to look to mulligan this because I'm missing half the combo. Okay, I'm still missing half the combo, but I have double Consign against the Cascade deck, and I have Neoform, which is a very important piece. So we'll look to keep. And I am going to bottom this Atraxa. I imagine these consigns will make the game go long, so I'm not worried about drawing more green cards. I'm going to have all the time I need. Okay, they lead with Otawara. That signals to me that they're light on lands. Wow. Another consign. Wow. So they did have multiple lands, maybe? But they wanted to lead on Otawara, which signals to me that they have a mystical dispute. I'm going to just put this on top. This is kind of a weird line for me personally. Usually I'm like, dig for the combo. But, okay. I think having an additional fetch with triple consign, we just have all the time in the world. I'm going to play around. I just want to make sure I can fetch a Surveil. And if they force me to use consign, I don't want to give up that fetch. So I'm just going to play island there. Okay. Their hand is very weird. We're not drawing particularly well either, though. Okay. Burst to the yard. They must be looking for green, I would say. Gonna graveyard that. Okay, good sign. I'm gonna hold this Beseju. They've played Blood Moon in the past. This looks like a terrible Blood Moon spot for them, but you know, you never underestimate the interesting lines taken by Rhino players. All right. Well, that's fun. I wonder how they're going to react to this. Okay, say go. Sure. I need green cards, but I also need lands. I think now is a good time to play this Beseju. Brazen Borrower, my bauble. I will instead draw a card. I have so many consigns that I'm not even going to replicate. I'm kind of inviting my opponent to fight over this. Because it would just surely benefit me. All right. It's now or never. Spells you control can't be countered. Well, they're not countering my spell. So that sucked. Oh well. Surely we draw green. All right. I guess I made a big mistake there. Well, not a big mistake, but I should have gone for Eldritch Evolution instead. All right, they just have me this game. No problem, no problem. Weird game. We both kind of did not much of anything. Oh, I didn't even bring in all 4 of my veils. Whoops. I guess just cut another planar. I don't know. I got to think about how to board against this matchup. Let's just see if we can get lucky on the play. No lands. Not a fan. All right, we've got a lot of interaction, and we have a Neoform as well, so I am going to keep. Now the question is, which of these cards do I bottom? I think it's actually fetch land. I guess it's hedge maze then. If it would be fetch, it should be hedge maze. Because this is a land if I need it to be. And I really want to have my interaction for this matchup. All right. Let's send it. We can't. We're missing a green card. So maybe I'm actually supposed to hold this land so that if I draw a land or a green card, I'm good. But now I'm just kind of putting myself in a spot where I have to draw a green card instead. That said, I have more green cards than lands, and I don't want to miss a land drop. I feel like it's important for me to hit my land drop here. Okay, the thing we didn't want to have happen did happen. But surely we draw a green card. Okay, we didn't. kind of kicking myself here. Okay. Wow, we're going to war over this, huh? Oh, I didn't draw a green card? You're kidding. All right, let's find a green card or a Hooting Mandrills. That's actually kind of baller. Hopefully this solves my green card issue. All right. Do I want to go down to single piece of interaction? No. I mean, I don't know, dude. Surely I draw a green card next turn. Come on, dude. I mean, if they're not going to do anything, I guess, whatever. All right. So my opponent has made a mistake here that we're going to take advantage of. Okay, their mystical dispute is targeting my pact. I'm going to let this resolve, and I'm not going to have to pay the 5. What they should have done is target my actual Neoform and let my pact resolve, putting me on the hook for that. So I'm going to say, do I want to pay 3? No. Now I'm going to counter again. Draw 7. We kind of need a land, not gonna lie. Don't think they can punish me for going to 3. All right, we hit. So let's play our land card. And then let's look to pass the turn. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play out my monkeys. Or at least one of them. And the reason for this is now if they want to bounce Grizzlebrand, they're gonna take lethal still, so they have to bounce the Galta, which means I get to keep the Grizzlebrand in play, which means I likely get to win. So I like that line. Just discarding down to my interaction. Now that my big creature is in play, I can kind of play like more of a control role. All right, we won the match. Nice. on the play for round 3. This hand is kind of mid. I don't know. I think I'm going to show you why you shouldn't keep a hand like this. Let's look at the calculator. I've got 53 cards in my deck. I've got 8 cards that I want to see packed or rider. I'm going to go... So I'm going to go Surveil. I'm going to go fetch Surveil. So I actually have 52 cards into my deck. No, I have to go Surveil on 1. So I have 53 cards in my deck still. So I'm going to see 2 cards. And I want to see 1 of the cards I need. The odds of that happening are 30%. Yeah, I should just mulligan this. I'm like 30% to see it on 2. If I look to... I mean, Surveil, draw, Surveil, draw. If I do 4 looks, I'm 50% to win on 3. Yeah, I don't really care for hands like this. Okay, this hand's worse. I'm gonna mull. This hand is probably better than the other 2, at least better than the second one. I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna bottom. Probably Veil Monkey. And then look to lean on Pact Consign to buy me some extra time. Any land, we'll take it. Say go. I see. Nothing good has ever come from this Pinnacle Monk card. Play this fetch. Say go. I'm kind of far away from the combo, so I'm just going to fetch Surveil. I need a green card and another land, so I'm just going to hold off on my Planar Genesis until I get more information. Now I just need green cards and creatures. I don't need lands anymore. I didn't know that until I cracked my fetch, or my Surveil. So now I can be more informed with how I planar. Jesus. 3 Mystical Peaks. Guess I'm just going to consign this. Yeah, I still don't know what I need, so I'm just gonna... Alright, sick. Wait, that's not sick. I guess it's kind of sick. I don't know. I don't know why I kept that on top. I probably... Well, keeping it on top means I can find a Hooting Mandrills easier. I probably should have graveyarded that. Luckily for me, my opponent has zip going on. So let's planar. All right. Let's take that Summoner's Pact. And we hit land. So... we are going to fetch for an island here. I want to make sure I can hold up Consign for future Blood Moons. We're going to cast this. could they have here? Okay. We're going to cast this. We're going to get Shooting Mandrills. We're going to cast it. We're going to exile everything except the land. And then we are going to Evolution for Grizzlebrand. Draw 7. Okay, well, maybe Endurance will do something. Let's just go, instead of discarding the hand size, let's just cast a Rider and pass. I'm going to let this resolve. I don't really see me dying with that in play. Let's draw 7. All right, we should have them dead. Yep, we still have one Galta in our deck, so... All right, we took a game versus Mono Red Belcher. Much easier matchup than Mono Blue, I will say. Opponent seems to have a propensity to run out Belchers, so we're going to bring in our Claims in our Force. Veil of Summer likely looking pretty poor. I think that's all I'm really doing. Maybe I'll bring in a Monkey. I don't know. This is like a matchup that almost feels too good. I don't really want to slow my deck down. I don't think they're going to really have much to stop me that I can think of. I think we're just kind of in a pure race situation. They might have Blood Moon, but I have as much of that covered as I can, so... The sand is close. Love the Consign. Love the Rider. Don't have an Evolution. Don't have any blue source. I'm going to mulligan. All right. I can't ask for a much better hand than this, so we'll keep. Put the Atraxa back into our deck in case we end up wanting to find it later. Play this, and we'll look to get a Hedge Maze if they don't Blood Moon me here. Ruby Medallion. All right. Show me a land. That is not. Show me a land. Show me a not that. All right. Well, I guess we will look to kill this ruby. I'm trying to think if like there's an advantage to like maybe trapping them. I don't think so. I think I just have to do this on their upkeep. Okay, so go. Neither of us hit our land, so we're kind of just staring at each other. Bit of reunion. All right. I did not know this deck played that card. Oh, okay, sure. Land. Yay. Again, we're going to get basic island so that we can try to, you know, consign through Blood Moon. I was not expecting Orm's chance. I'm just dead. All right, whatever. You got me with the tech. I see you. I see you. Let's just hit our land drops this time. Yep. I can't think of a better sideboard plan than what I have. No lands. Okay, we have a land. It's just not good enough. All right, let's go to 4. No problem. All right, this is the best hand yet, so we'll keep. Put back those things. I feel like this consign is going to be important, so I'm going to hold it. Glad to have the consign here. Didn't I just put you on the bottom? Probably going to lose this one, but it's all right. Can't win them all. I literally put both of those cards at the bottom of my deck. No, it was a Galta and a Grizzlebrand. All right, you got it. Let's see the Hooting Mandrills. Another consign. That probably buys me like 4 turns or something. I guess I counter this. Their deck is confusing, man. All right, we'll rip the planar now. I could find a land, and that would allow me to, yeah, surveil 1. Just looking for a monkey. All right, I'm dead. Can't win them all. Mulligan to 4. Their deck, you know, they had a lot of sideboard cards for us. Sometimes you lose. They must have had an Orm's Chant in hand as well. I highly doubt they're only playing 1 copy in their whole deck. 3 Vexing Bauble, 2 Chants. This thing. Cool deck. Good game. All right, let's get in the next one. Okay. Getting lucky with our die rolls. Love that. This hand is pretty interesting. We have the 2 combo pieces, but no blue source. Let me see. We did a table. We worked on a table for this. Percentage to draw a green card, preordained logic. Here we go. So we need an untapped blue source. We're like 20% to find it. I guess we should be taking a mulligan then. All right, let's go to 5. All right, well, we've got some dig. We've got half the combo. Let's try this. I could do that funny play where I can sign my wistfulness, but it's not happening this time. Go. You never like to see polluted delta. Please play like Giver of Runes or something dumb. Thoughtseize, no! It's going to be tough to win. It's going to be tough to win. Well, that's a great draw. Put that on top. Frog. You just know that they have an Atraxa that they were thinking about discarding there. Right, I mean, tapped out. Surely I can hit what I need. I guess we take a reroll. I mean, we could like Giga Brain take the Pact of Negation. I mean, maybe that's actually like... No, I just need green cards too. It's like we're just too far from it. If I play planar... No. That's too much mana. Alright, I don't think we're going to be able to win this game at this point, but we will continue playing. I mean, we won that control game, right? So anything can happen. Oof. Come on. All right, I'll pack it up here. This is a tough matchup for sure. But we've got cards. We've got stuff we can do. So we'll bring in the monkeys and the baubles for sure. The Veil and the Disputes. These are all great. Gorios, you know we're bringing in that Endurance. All right, 10 cuts. We're going to very similarly trim on evolution effects. I think we just need the mana efficiency of Neoform. I know they can play Dispute sometimes, but it is what it is. I'm also going to cut the Xenagos because they play Solitude. Wistfulness seems pretty... Like, I never really want to tap mana on my turn against this deck. And then probably look to cut... a couple planers, I suppose. Try like this, see what we can do. Oh, this hand is like just on the edge. I think I'm going to keep... Like, we need a green card and we need a land. But we do have the Veil. Obviously, I wish this Grizzlebrand was anything else. Oh, nice. I think because we have Veil, there's just too much upside in passing. Like if we draw any untapped green, I mean, any land, I mean, it's probably like, it's got to be around that 60 or it's got to be like 40-ish%. Why am I getting a Teams message at 8 p.m.? All right, let's just hope they don't have the force of negation, haha. Oh, we hit untapped land. Nice. We can hold up Veil. Super rewarded for being patient by us. The game is ended. Amazing. Okay, it's going to be harder on the draw, but I'm willing to try. I'm willing to give it my best shot. This hand just doesn't have the juice. I don't like keeping hands like this on the draw. It's just like, you're just going to get interacted with, or it's just too slow. This is definitely better. I'll keep this. Okay, no Thoughtseize is kind of chill, kind of relaxing, low-key. Puts a card on top. Odds of Thoughtseize increasing. Another Surveil. I can't auto-yield. All right, Thoughtseize going away now. Weird. All right. I don't know what they're really looking for if it's not that. So you go. Love drawing Mystical Dispute. It's just such a powerful effect against Teferi, Psychic Frog. Let's see what's cooking on top of our deck. I think I'm probably going to counter this just because it helps us go for... It helps fill our graveyard. Graveyard. This would put 5 into our bin, and then we could go for it, but I'm kind of like trying to hold up Veil. Maybe I'm not supposed to counter this. This is maybe greedy on me, but letting them churn through their deck is just not a very good spot to be in. Pact would be so chill. Oh my gosh. Ask and you shall receive. Okay, well now we're just definitely going for it. All we gotta do is hit a consign. I mean, we could wait. I don't really want to. I mean, they play Solitude, you know? It's like so sketchy. All right, pack your force. Consign? Yes, we hit. Instant land. I guess Rider for my creature. And then pass to you. No Teferi. Ah, we lose. Because they played Teferi, we can't consign our pack trigger, so we die. Damn. GG's. Tough spot. Tough spot. I guess I was maybe supposed to wait, but it's so hard to tell. So hard to tell. Like, I mean, if I wait and they untap, they play Teferi. I guess, yeah, I mean, I think because I disputed the Riddler, I was supposed to go for it. But I probably was not supposed to dispute the Riddler. I think I was supposed to be more patient overall. Yeah, tough matchup. Tough matchup. All right, let's see if we can 3-2 this league. Okay, on the play again. We've got a nice hand too. We're going to keep it. Our odds of drawing any land on the play with a Surveil, any untapped land or packed, we are 59.3% to hit. And we did. Eldritch Evolution is better than Neoform post Grizzlebrand most of the time because you have that added flexibility. So I like holding the evolution. We'll go ahead and draw 7 just to see what's up. Maybe we can play an extra rider here. Going to hand size is not bad. It lets us fill the graveyard for Hooting Mandrills. I like main phase draw 7. Only time I don't is if I'm trying to play around stuff like Bowmasters or Thoughtseize. I didn't have to do that here. Okay. We'll keep our creatures and our evolution spells. Feeling pretty happy with the situation I'm in. Badgermole Cub, sure. All right, looking to probably win the game here. Let's see what we can do. I can put them to 2. I guess I put them to 2 and hold up a bunch of counter magic. You are now at 2. Now that I have Xenagos in play, I mean, this is why the evolution is better than the Neoform, right? So I can do exactly what I just did. Now that Xenagos is in play, the Neoform is better because Hooting Mandrills. Whole lot of nothing going on, huh? Okay, I'm glad we took the time for that. All right. My opponent played Badgermole Cub and Spymaster's Vault. I'm guessing they're on some sort of Agatha Soul's Cauldron nonsense. So I'm going to bring in a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Usually these decks will play cards like Vexing Bauble, so we'll bring in our Hooting Mandrills. Wouldn't be shocked if they were on Thoughtseize as well, so I'll slide in that Veil. Pact of Negation is not very good against these decks. I'm going to trim 1, maybe 2 copies. I'll cut a couple Summoner's Pact against the expected Vexing Bauble. 4 slots left. This game can go a little bit longer. I'll trim an Evolution. I guess I'll trim like this and call it a day. This notification is psyching me out. I keep wanting to check it. This hand's fine. I've got a Veil. I've got redundant combo pieces here. Consign could snag a Cauldron or something. My hand's very good into Vexing Bauble. I'm going to keep. Sure. We're going to just play the fetch and say go. Fucking sucks. Uncounterable Ashiok? I mean, sure. Probably not winning this particular game. Man, a lot of Ashioks in this league, huh? What's up with that? I don't know, dude. Sure. I'll try to snag the Undying trigger on Young Wolf. Okay. Oh, come on. I was literally like, let me try to build up my graveyard real quick. I was gonna play Veils for no value just to get cards in my graveyard. Yeah, going forward, I might need a better answer to Ashiok. I figured with Titan just getting banned, you wouldn't be seeing as many Ashioks as we are, but I mean, 2 in 1 league is kind of unusual. I don't know. I feel like conceding out of respect for everybody's time. Yeah, honestly, I'm just going to concede. Not many lessons can be learned from this game at this point. So we'll just move on. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really beating that card. I'm not really bringing in Mystical Dispute either. I think I'm just going to hope that they don't have it. I will board in... I think I will board out... I think I'm going to do this. Try to be a little bit faster and get underneath Ashiok on the play. Turn 2 Ashiok on the play from them is crazy, but... At least I'll get to my turn 2 before they get to their 3rd mana. Mulligan. All right, here we go. Perfect. Oh my god, could you ask for a better hand than this? I think I'm going to bottom the Veil. No. Yeah. If I bottom the Veil... No, I have to bottom one of these. Alright. If I bottom Veil, I have to draw land and green card. I can't do that, right? So I need to bottom something else. If I bottom the Pact, then I won't be able to respond to very much. If I bottom the Consign, I think I just bottom the Pact. Consign could beat a Vexing Bauble, and that is one of the cards I'm worried about. All right, that's a green card. That's a land. Halfling, 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 halfling. No black. Ah, psychic damage. That sucks. Please take Rider. Oh my god. I don't believe it. They actually took my Rider. So normally I would say let's hold this because we need green. Actually, yeah, I am going to do that because we need green cards. We need green cards and lands. We only need one of either of those. So I'm just going to pass. Because it's that from that, just like what happened in that previous game, if I play this out, I guaranteed need a green card. But if I hold it, I could take a green card or a land. Sure. I mean, we have so many outs. Green card, land, Rider, or Summoner's Pact all allow us to combo. So I have... I don't even know how to calculate that quickly. All right, we found green card. So we are going to go play, yes, cast, yes. Rider, cast, Neo, sack, Grizzlebrand, draw. And we have a consign and Pact of Negation, so we are basically all set up to win this game. Your turn. I can't believe they didn't take Neoform. That's kind of insane. Okay, whenever one or more artifacts leave, when this enters mill 4, sure, they're just looking for more stuff. There's that Vexing Bauble we were so worried about. They take the Young Wolf. I think I'm going to draw 7 at this point so that they can't play like an untapped land and hold up Bowmaster or something weird. All right, yeah, this game's just locked. Play your 1/1. And we are going to kill them with Xenagos. Double checking. Yep, I have 1 Galta left in the deck. Sweet. And that's a 3-2. We faced some couple hard matchups. I mean, honestly, very hard matchups, right? We faced against Rhinos and Control. And we faced against this deck, which is not necessarily a hard matchup, but Goryo's definitely is. That Red Belcher deck kind of caught me off guard. I've never played against that version. And they had Orm's Chant and Vexing Bauble, which I didn't really have those in mind out of the mono red deck. But let's crack open this chest. All right, woo, 20 play points, very fun. Cool. All right, well, thank you to Jay for, helping me make this video, and I hope you all enjoyed it, and goodbye. Whoops, I don't want to go live. I want to stop recording.